Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio. This is your home for organic Bible study. It's only 5 minutes a day. This is one of the finest Bible bistros you'll find on the internet. We're looking at Psalm 114 today, verses 5 and 6. Now, Monday we looked at the first two verses, and I told you that this psalm is divided into 4 strophes. 1 and 2 comprise the first strophe, 3 and 4 the second, 5 and 6 the third. We're going to do 7 and 8 individually, but they comprise the 4th strophe. So, today's 5 and 6. Yesterday we saw creation. Creation is testifying of this God who brought Israel out. And, of course, he's never mentioned. It's just, we know that when it says Israel went out of Egypt, what we're talking about here is Exodus. And we know who initiated Exodus. It wasn't Israel that initiated Exodus. They didn't rise up and have some sort of revolt or rebellion or whatever. No, they were enslaved. They were going to be there unless God did something. And, of course, he did, because he told Moses, he said, I have heard the cries by reason of their taskmasters, and I have come now down to deliver them. So he delivered them from the house of bondage. Judah was his sanctuary, Israel his dominion, and then we have creation testifying to the greatness of the God who is in the dominion of Israel. The sea, the Jordan, the mountains, the little hills, and there's a reaction to what they saw. They saw him choose Judah. They saw him in dominion over Israel. They saw him bring out Judah and the house of Jacob, Israel and the house of Jacob from Egyptian captivity. And so what do? The sea flees. It runs away from this God who's great. The Jordan rolls back away from this wonderful God, because at his presence, creation changes. And now in 5 and 6, what we have is, instead of a narrative telling of this, suddenly the psalmist inserts his voice into the psalm. And we have the question, what ailed thee, O thou sea, that thou fleddest, thou Jordan, that thou wast driven back? Ye mountains, that ye skipped like rams, ye little hills like lambs. So that's 5 and 6. And as I said, the poet, the psalmist, interjects his voice here and asks a question. Now, we already know the answer, don't we? This question is rhetorical, and it's not to be answered because we know the answer already. The sea knows the answer. The Jordan knows the answer. The hills and the mountains and the little hills know the answer. This is not for us to answer. It's for us to understand. And this is said both in reverence and with great joy. There's this sense of, and let me read to you from Weiser's commentary. He has a very nice saying here, a very nice comment on this section. See, he says, this striking mixture of reverent and trembling awe and of utterly devoted joy in the world-shaking majesty of God is reflected here in this statement. So both awe and wonder at God who can do this, and the utter joy and praiseworthiness of this thought that God delivers his people. It's something that makes the heart rejoice. And so why did the sea roll back, or the Jordan roll back, and why did the sea flee away, and why did the mountains skip like rams, and why did the little hills like lambs? Well, because God was present. He was with his people. And anytime he's with his people, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing that can happen to those people. Creation itself rejoices in the presence of the Lord and trembles in the presence of the Lord, which word, by the way, we'll have tomorrow in verses 7 and 8. I hope you'll join me then for some more 5-minute Bible study in Psalm 114 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.